For centuries, much of human thought operated on a comfortable assumption that before you are born, your purpose is already written. Whether by a divine creator or biological blueprint, humanity was thought to follow a fixed script. Jean-Paul Sartre rejected that idea entirely. In his 1943 work, Being and Nothingness, he argued that there is no pre-existing plan for a human life. This logic model illustrates his core disruption. Existence precedes essence. In Sartre's view, the raw fact of your existence happens first. Only afterward do you begin to build the internal structure of who you are. Because there is no God or universal human nature to provide a blueprint, you arrive in the world as a blank slate, completely undefined. This lack of predetermined meaning means the burden of creating purpose falls entirely on the individual. This realization of absolute freedom is what Sartre identifies as the source of our deepest anxiety. It is the crushing weight of knowing that you, and only you, are truly responsible for what your life becomes. To explain how this freedom works, Sartre divides the universe into two fundamental categories. The first is being in itself, or être en soi. This is the realm of the physical, material world. Consider this massive boulder. It is entirely mindless, unconscious, and static. It is exactly what it is, and nothing more. Things in themselves have a fixed nature. A rock cannot choose to be different, nor can it imagine a future where it isn't a rock. In this state, the physical universe is complete and unchanging. It lacks potential or choice, because it simply is. The anomaly within this static reality is being for itself, which is human consciousness. Sartre describes consciousness as a nothingness, a gap within reality. This void allows us to separate from our surroundings, creating distance between who we are and the physical world. Through this gap, we can imagine what is not there, envisioning things that don't yet exist. Sartre calls this nihilation. It is the unique human ability to see a situation, imagine an alternative, and choose to move toward it. Consciousness, then, is not a finished product. It is an ongoing engine of choices, defined not by what it is, but by what it has yet to become. The pressure of constantly having to invent your own future is heavy. For many, the reality of this absolute freedom is difficult to sustain. To escape the anxiety that comes with this freedom, we often turn to a defense mechanism Sartre called bad faith. This is the act of deceiving ourselves about our own nature. In bad faith, we pretend that our past, our roles, or our circumstances dictate our actions. We treat these factors as fixed laws that remove our ability to choose. In this photograph of a cafe, we see a waiter performing his duties. Sartre used this exact figure to illustrate bad faith. If the waiter acts robotically, convinced he must behave this way for his job, he is treating himself as a fixed object rather than a free consciousness. Whenever we say, "I had no choice," we are practicing bad faith. We are lying to ourselves to hide the reality of our own architecture. While bad faith is an internal struggle, our freedom also faces an external pressure, being for others. Other people perceive us and judge us. In doing so, they try to define us with labels, attempting to give us the essence we don't naturally possess. This is the origin of Sartre's famous line, "Hell is other people." Another person's gaze traps our consciousness, turning us into an object. Yet, even under the judgment of others or the temptation of bad faith, Sartre insists we remain condemned to be free. In the end, his philosophy leaves no room for excuses. We must accept total responsibility for every action we take and the ultimate meaning of the lives we choose to lead.